guys. What are you doing in my parts room? Glad to have you here. It's Roger from PRW Chassis, Performance Center Racing Warehouse. I'm getting ready to run to Denver, North Carolina. See my good buddy Damon Lusk, Race City Steel. They got a lot going on down there. We'll pick up a couple things, show you around, show you what he does. Maybe he can help you in some kind of way. Let me know. Come on, let's go check it out. Hey man, what's up?
What's going on?
It's Damon. Introduce yourself.
How you doing? I'm Damon.
Lusk.
Damon Lusk, Race City Steel. Known this clown for a while.
Yeah, a long time. We do a lot of
Come
good
out,
business.
check the shop out, see what we got.
Come on, let's go. Let's check it out. We'll let Damon lead the way. I keep telling him that I need all you guys to check this place out. He's got craziness going on. Look at steel for days. Tell us about what you got.
Yeah, we've been super busy, man. Racing season, you know, it's getting cranked up.
It's nuts.
Everybody's
We're
getting
nuts.
all their stuff fixed, wrecked. This time of the year, we start getting geared up for the winter, as usual. We make sure we got all of our colored sheets for all the dirt guys. We got plenty of stock on all of our DOMs, plenty of stock on our, our spring steel, all the stuff that the basic necessities for winter repairs. So we get going with our centerless grinder. I'll show you some of that stuff.
What's the biggest thing that you sell?
You know, our number one selling product is our DOM products and our seamless product for the late model teams, the chassis manufacturers, on the racing side of stuff.
Right.
On the steel side of stuff, construction side, it's crazy. Rebar, plates, angles, flats, squares, anything to do with just the average common guy. Guy walking here needing just some random thing, we sell it to him.
Well, I was going to say, what's the one thing that nobody knows that you actually have?
You know, I would say the one thing that nobody knows that we really do is the guy that can walk in,
Yeah.
he can get a cut plate, a hole in it, and out of here in 5 minutes. And that has become like our super niche business.
So
Out, quick.
Laser.
Most of the stuff
Water
we do, no, is just we got hand punch, we got CNC punch, we can CNC cut, bend, break, and shear. So we can do a little bit of everything.
Nice.
Guy
Nice.
walks in, needs something for his garden, needs something for his hobby shop, something for his steps.
Air conditioning companies?
Air conditioning, galvanized sheet metals, stainless,
We got
custom
some stuff
countertops.
we're going to show you. I baited him right there. We got some stuff that we're going to show you that I think you're going to be super impressed with. Damon has done some things with colors and some things that are really intriguing. So you're going to want to check back to some stuff that we do here just a little bit later that I think is the win. Let's go check the rest of it out. He's got steel piled up to the ceiling in here.
So we got tons of stuff. I mean, a lot of people think that you buy something, you order it, take a couple of days, we get it to you. As you know, Roger, we've been supplying you for how many years?
A long time.
A long time. So you call, your guys call, all the sheets are here. They're in stock. You cut them, we bend them, we ship them. I mean, we've got all the stuff here. It's ready to go.
I don't think people see the inside. That's what I want people to see. I want people to see the difference in all the things you have. You see this place every day and think, oh, it's not, it's just, but there's a lot going on. Just wait till we get to go to the other building. They grind steel, they grind tube. Here, usually when I'm in here, it's a mess, meaning a mess because there's trucks everywhere and I'm scared to death. I stay out of the way. There's forklifts and stuff coming from everywhere, but they have a great delivery. That's one of the things that my business is built on, is the delivery of the service that I get, because I stock a lot, but I can't afford to stock everything. So with them coming next day all the time and consistently coming next day, that's where my win comes with him. And he's an all right guy too, right?
Well, yeah, I think the all right guy part's cool, but So we tried to make sure you come this time,
Right.
When you come in the afternoon.
Right, I like it better in the afternoon.
All the trucks. So as you can see, all the stuff is starting to get packaged for tomorrow. All the guys are starting to get all the stuff cut. We've got all of our production I-beams that you wouldn't think.
When is your cutoff time? Like if I need it the next day, when is your cutoff time for it to get loaded for the next day?
You can call anytime during the day. If you call before 9 o'clock, you get everything same day. So you know, you like to wake up at, 10, 11 o'clock every day. So
that's me.
about
I talk to
9:15.
you every morning at 6:30.
9, 10 o'clock by the time you get out of bed, we usually have your order pulled and ready.
Right,
So
right. Well, that's good to know, so that we can make sure that we get next day, so that people that are checking this out make sure that their time frames that they got to get you. How many people you employ now?
So we've got 40 people that work here. We got 40 people, 8 trucks. We run every which way, left, right, up, and down. We try to stay in a little 100-mile radius. We're really excited. Actually, just this last week, we got a semi, a big trailer. We're going to start getting into more of the heavier stuff. You know what's crazy? As long as you've been racing, a lot of your customers, and this is how I think our business has really grown, a lot of your customers are in the construction business.
For sure.
They're in the concrete business.
Yes.
The
Home
framing,
building, all kind of things.
housing,
right? Yes.
framing.
Yes.
So, as you can see, like all this stuff is for builders.
For sure.
It's cut I-beams, plates.
I think one place that we give that people don't really know is how much outside of racing you do.
Yeah.
How much customized work, how much,
So
you actually are big on the design side or not? Are you mostly just in the execution side?
we've got 2 guys full-time that design, bid, and then they run the shops to make sure that part of it gets done.
Nice.
But we cut hundreds of these things, and CJ, our saw guy, he's been here a while, young kid. He loves to weld, man. All he wants to do is weld.
Really?
Yeah, loves to weld.
That's awesome.
He started here he's in high school, and he cuts every day, and we let him, as you can see, his welder set up. He's ready to weld, man.
He's ready to go.
He's a great kid.
Let's go check the next. Let's check the next building out. Well, while we're going there, let's. One thing I want to touch on is, I know recently you went through a thing with the gas company.
Yeah.
And
So
I got some things in the emails, different things that were happening. Can you shed a little more light on what's happening there?
yeah, I mean it's when you think about stuff. I mean, you talk all the time.
Yep, sure.
You think about stuff. You make sure that you know what the right scenario is for you,
Sure.
and mainly, and then for the company, and then after that, it's the employees.
Sure.
So we recently sold our gas business to ARC3 Gases, national chain. They got 54 locations. I mean, they're top-notch people. So we sold out to them, and we're going to partner with them and try to grow the business together. Their customer base is the exact same as ours. So anything that their customers need, it's here. It's one-stop shopping.
Nice.
And we're doing everything possible to our sales reps are working back and forth, and great opportunity for us, and it's a great opportunity for our employees. So
Now, this is the building that I like because
Yeah.
it's safe, but they're always up to building something ingenious over here. I don't
Yeah.
think people understand the coolness that happens in here.
yeah.
Tell us about all this
All right, so
side building. That you do.
as you
It's
can,
amazing, dude.
So
I
this
love
building we built, we were originally supposed to add on several years ago, and as you can see here, this is a drum. A drum. I don't know. A big
Doesn't
drum.
matter.
Yeah. So we cut, we bend, we roll.
I just don't think I didn't know, as being your customer for all those years, until I started coming over to this side.
Yep.
Just the amount of things that this is growing from just a steel business to a fabrication facility, a custom build shop, kind of a real one-stop shop. And I think more people on the outside need to know that, because they get the quality of your steel business in this, right? It's betting on the person.
So our niche is real simple. So when we cut, bend, break, and shear. So for instance, if somebody calls from, they're looking, a competitor somewhere.
Sure.
They say, hey, we need 100 of these, 100 of these, 100 of these, right? That company therefore has to quote it. They got to find where to get it. They got to buy it. They got to bring it in. Then they got to cut it, do the work. So where we make it up is someone calls, we take it off the shelf, we chop it, and we get it on the truck.
That's awesome.
We've got such a wide variety of materials, we find a way to get it out the door. So
something else that I don't think that as many people knew, or at least I didn't, is back there.
Yeah.
Back there is an interesting machine that I really enjoy.
So this machine's gotten popular,
Right?
Right?
Yeah,
Let's just say that.
I remember when it first was the big deal, right?
Right?
Wow. I had some making a sign.
Making a sign. Let's trip over the sign, right?
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
This
So
machine is awesome.
this is a popular room.
Right.
This is a popular
Look at
room.
this.
So
I don't even want to touch it.
we take the material from here, and we make it look like this.
Right.
And I mean, you know, you've seen the gains we've made on just on your cars.
Oh yeah.
You know, a couple years ago when your cars held what,
Just
50 pounds of lead?
The consistency is the thing that I am the most after. I'm not as much after the weight as I do like the weight. Let me not lie about it, but I like the consistency. The consistency of the bend is better, in my opinion. I just don't have the consistency is so much better across all of it.
Yeah. Well, the weight is number one. Number two, a lot of people, even people outside the racing industry, they like the finish. And when you look at it, it just makes your product like, wow. I mean, it just instantly pops.
Right.
People walk into your shop and they see a ground car versus a non-ground
for
car.
sure.
It's instantly like, holy cow,
sure.
I want that.
It gives
So,
you a wow factor.
you know what's crazy is if you take this bucket, actually they just emptied it, so that's not a good source. But
Was the
it was
grindings?
it was about 60 pounds worth of grinding shavings that we took off, you know, the last couple of weeks. So
That's nuts. Welding.
stainless, you know, like something like this. It's stainless, it's bent, it's welded, it's polished.
Like you guys were doing I remember one time I was here, you guys were doing like custom gates for people's front beautiful entryway.
We do a lot of rolled pieces, as you can see in the background here. The formed and bent and rolled and machined and whatever you want to call it.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. What's new? I know you said you got some new trucks. What else you been working on?
You know, I like to dabble in other things. You know,
I know. Me too. We're sick.
I like to do a lot of
We
things.
both were just talking about how neither one of us had enough time, right?
You got to find something else to do.
Right.
I like to do a lot of different things. You know, and really a couple years ago, really 5 years ago, when all the Cup teams are trying to find new ideas and find better ways to do this, that's when we were like, wow, we can cut this, we can bend this, we can make our own frame rail, we can make angled frame rails, we can grind the tube more, we can go below the tolerance, we could do all that. We were some of the first to grind rectangle tube. And then as the racing market has evolved, the Cup series 10 years ago is now the late model series now.
Right.
It's just a different world.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready for the new car in 2021. A lot of our materials will be in that new car.
Really? That's interesting.
It's gonna be a whole different era of racing. It's gonna be different. I think it'll be good for the teams.
Right. I actually think the team. I know a lot of people are not going to like this. This will not be the product, but I think inevitably it will work its model out. Right. I think this sport has to do corrections, and these are what they are. So we have to go the best that we can with what we have. What percentage would you say of your market is racing and is outside business? I don't think people understand how big of a company you've really built here.
So when we first started, you know, we're a family run, just me, my dad, and my brother, my sister.
Yeah.
You know, we were 100% racing.
Sister's the boss, don't forget.
She thinks she is. I'm gonna fire her. Let's fire her this week. She come work for you.
We're not doing
I'm
that.
tired
I
of
would
listening
take
to her.
At any point, I'll take her.
We were 100% racing.
Yeah.
And after you get going into stuff, and I mean, our material is on every Cup team, all 42, 43, however many teams there are these days.
Sure.
Some way, shape, or form, our material is there, either through an outside vendor, through a manufacturer, through a laser cutter, however it may be. Some teams we do 100%, some teams we do 1%. But with the way it's all changed, a lot of people are like freaking out saying, wow, you know, we're losing all of our sheet metal.
Right.
But here's the thing. The sheet metal's been gone for several years now.
Right.
I mean, it's
a lot of the things have been gone, right?
It's been
The
gone.
general progression. It's coming and coming.
There's stuff that's, you're right. I mean, you know, it trickles down.
Yeah.
The stuff's been gone for years, and now all of a sudden everyone's thinking, oh God, what are we gonna do? It's been gone for years. I mean, we've seen the decline. So now that racing has, you know, leveled off, the sport is kind of stagnant as it has been, which I don't like to see, but it is what it is.
Tell me about Damon away from Race City Steel. I don't think people get to. This is what I want to know. I like what people don't know. People, and we do, right? We do. We both do it. I get more hate because I'm mean, and I'm mean because I have small amounts of time, and time means massive amounts to me. Like, I want you to know that I've been beating him like a mule for months to get him to give me a few minutes of his time, just because. And he was working right up until the second that I was able to drag him out of the office door. So, like, but there's more. I don't think people understand. Wife, a couple of kids, baseball, soccer, like normal dad stuff, right? Like, tell us a little more.
So
people, not just the, hey, this is Race City today. Like, give me a little bit of something.
I mean, I like what I do. I like what I do.
I think you have to in a way, right?
Yeah. I mean,
to do it as much as you do it.
You know, it's different than when I drove.
Yeah.
I mean, this is real work.
Tell us about that.
So, you know, I mean, my wife and kids are. You know, my wife works here too. I'm gonna fire her too.
No,
I'm gonna fire her. I'm gonna go fire her right now.
No way.
You know,
no way.
You know, my kids play sports.
Sure, that's awesome.
I think the biggest thing that I miss about racing is the competitiveness, man. I'm so competitive.
Yeah.
I like to compete. I don't care what it is.
Right.
And
everything is a competition.
Oh yeah,
right?
everything.
Like
Yeah. So I coach my kids' teams. I'm coaching my girls' basketball team.
You find that hard or no? See, I'm not strong enough to do any of it. Like
I remember when I was young, those coaches have such an impact on you your whole life.
For sure.
And I feel like the days of football, you just don't lose that bond with those players.
Right.
And
racing too, right? Like, I think that's some of why we like it. I worked with this guy here, or I worked with this guy here, and you feel commonalities too. Some of that's a great.
I
think people would have known that.
I love the people that you raced with.
Yeah.
And it's a tight knit group.
It is.
But there's just so much going on. I mean, I like to do other things now. I'm not necessarily a race fan. That sounds crazy. I'm not a race fan.
I'm not either.
I'm not a race fan.
It's hard for me to watch. I like to be involved, or it's hard for me to watch from afar. I can't just sit there for 2 hours.
I can't stand going to the track and not being involved with somebody. Yeah,
right.
Either helping you or helping your buddy, or you know, or trying to figure out what we can do to be better. But the competitiveness of racing, I miss that. I miss that a lot. But you know, with everything else going on, you know, we build a lot of buildings.
Yeah. I know you're in the real estate market.
Do a lot of real estate. Yeah. So you know, we're all the time doing something. We're heavily involved with a lot of the race teams because we rent them shops.
Sure.
And so we're
multifaceted.
Yeah. So we do a lot of stuff behind the scenes that keeps your time occupied when you start to get bored. And I just like new challenges. I just can't stand to sit around and do the status quo.
Do you have new ventures that you're looking toward? I know you and your family as a group, you know, you guys really attack things very well, right? Which I enjoy. It's more of a work of art than it is anything else, right? Like, if people just watch the way you go about it or the way that others, big businesses go about it, most of the time they're correct.
Yeah.
Right? Like and it's a good duplicate for small business. You're diversifying. I can see it, right? Like, if you look at this 5 years ago and then you look at it now, it's larger, it's more diversified. What do you see as the next step for Race City? Like, what's your next step? Where do you, I mean, you're hitting this moon here now. I mean, like, how do you keep going, right? How do you keep pushing forward to that next step of, man, we're going to get into gas, right? Like, you got into gas, saw that it maybe didn't fit exactly something that you guys loved.
Yeah.
And then you converted and went back to really tight knitting this thing, right? So, what's next?
So we feel like the gas business was great.
It was good.
It just wasn't the right fit for us. And when ARC3 come on as a partner, it was like, this is exactly what we needed. So we sold it off to them. It worked out great.
Sure.
So we've already got the property. We're starting a 120,000 square foot distribution facility across the street. So yeah, we're starting that.
Right.
It'll be next year before we're done. And we're going to have these stores all over the Southeast.
That's
and
awesome.
We've already got our sites set and location for our first one.
I think people, he's a sleeper, right? Like, people don't understand the craziness that's going on in your mind. That's where I think people get confused. That's a great plan. I hope you guys like that. It's a great look inside Race City. If they can help you with something, give them a shout. Damon and his family has always been great to work with. Hey, check back. We're going as hard as we can go here at The Grind. Gonna have a camera crew in here quite a bit, showing you guys, do some setup videos, a few other things I think you guys will find beneficial. Let us know if we can help you. Thanks.